Hello, and welcome to the Anywhere Door and Othersider Studios. I'm your storyteller, Ambrose. I go by any all pronouns, and tonight is the premiere of Arcane Corps Gifts of Fear, a limited series using the Magnus Archives role-playing game to explore the world of the Arcane Corps, as well as the personification of something we, as humans, have to deal with day in and day out. It's something we feel deep in our core, often without our permission. Something that we have to face in one way or another. Something that, by having it, ties us more to our mortality and humanity than empathy, love, or hate ever could. Fear. Fear of the dark, of the unknown, of the uncanny, of loneliness, of violence without reason, of death. And what happens when those fears gain actual substance? Weight. They gain legs to chase you down with, hands to grip onto you with, teeth to tear into you with. That's what the Arcane Corps finds themselves dealing with now. The Arcane Corps is a hidden organization headquartered in New York City that focuses on maintaining the magical and supernatural balance within our world, keeping it in check. Outside of the main story of this series, we're transported into the past a little bit to 2017, where we follow a group of Corps members who have been tasked with a somewhat unnerving case. Find out what happened to a missing Seeker agent, Andy Parkerson, who seems to have vanished along with a recently detained artifact that had yet to be classified. The blanket of unease that has settled over their worried team is thick and disquieting, leaving the group reeling and guilt-ridden. What happened to Andy? Was there anything they could have done to stop this from happening? If only they followed protocol to the letter. And now, Andy is gone. And based on the cleaner agents tasked with checking Andy's empty apartment, nothing good had been found there at all. But let's not delve too much into the story just yet. Let's introduce our characters. Starting with you, B.
Yes, hello. My name is B Zelda. My pronouns are they, them, and I'm joining y'all playing Janemba. Could be like a soft J if you really want. It comes from I don't even want to give you the origin story. You have to come back and really listen, and eventually you'll hear the origin story of this name if you don't know it. Janemba uses they, it pronouns, and they are a protector at the Arcane Corps, and it has a unique hobby. As a demon summoned from hell, Janemba likes to relax after a hard day of work with paint. They're terrible at it, but they do love to paint.
Yes, hi, I am Maz. I am a voice actor and I'll be playing Marcus Adani. Their pronouns are he, him. They are a, well, experienced freelance hunter that decided to join the Corps, investigate as much as they can. Their type is occultist because, well, they've seen some things and they can't unsee it now. So here they are. They are a baker secretly, frustrated with the work they have to do, but they're curious. It's like they've opened a book and they cannot close it anymore.
Well, the short version is that I am Sin with the he and they pronoun. And my character is Orfi Stera, whose pronouns are they and them. And although I do believe the current rumor going around is that Orfi is obsessed with the moon, which isn't entirely wrong, they are obsessed with things in space in general, particularly with stars. They're also into divination.
But yeah, that's our lovely cast, everybody. Let's not dally any longer, So, without further ado, let us continue. April showers should have been over by now, but it seems like the rain decided to stick around for May as well. The rain outside was warm, and through wisps of gray clouds and skies, you could see the sun struggling to dominate, trying to usher in the warmer weather properly. Well, sun showers were better than the cold, icy droplets that had been constant during the winter months. The sound of a small suburb within Astoria, Queens isn't as loud as Manhattan or Brooklyn is. It was a pleasant quiet. There was the usual busy shuffle, of course, but it seemed more mellow. It was refreshing. For New York City, anyway. Marcus, you're walking down this neighborhood block, Green Street, as the sounds of soft pittering against your dark navy umbrella and the smell of rain and humidity root you here, for focusing you as you go over the facts of your latest case, assigned to you by an old archivist and friend of the Corps. It wasn't an official case. It was still an open one, though, 10 years old. Carlisle Haynes, a seasoned seeker agent who had been in the Corps for nearly 40 years before he retired, had gone missing. He had been 66 years old at that time, and to this day, he was never found, dead or alive. The last person to see him alive was his daughter, Emerald Haynes, who had told her that he would be visiting his husband's grave the day of his disappearance. And at that gravesite was his personal effects, his phone, ID, and watch left neatly before the tombstone. And that was it. The trail ended there, and no other investigator had been sent out since to look into the case to find anything. Well, perhaps that stops with you this time, Marcus. You look down at the notepad in your hand, flipped open and crinkled with little bits of rainwater, with the last known address of Emerald. It seems like her home is coming up soon. Marcus, as you look up from your notepad and up at the quaint home adorned with warm colors of green, brown, and grays, and as you peek out from under your umbrella, describe what you look like.
Marcus stands about 5'11", 6 feet, rugged, beard that hasn't been cleaned up in a while. A little gray in his mustache. I guess the beard is 5 o'clock shadow more than it is an actual beard.
Mm-hmm.
Glasses, thick rim, and curly black hair. He has brown skin and a medium build. He hasn't worked out in a long time. And a cup of coffee that is getting too cold in his hand. Cup meaning from the store down the street. They probably made it hours ago. He doesn't care. It hits the spot. And he's wearing a duster jacket, frayed at the ends, customary, what is a core okay attire, but his tie's undone and his buttons loose, and he's just... Is it raining currently?
Yeah, it's not heavy though, so it's like a light drizzle. There's sun streaks across the street.
He has like very long eyelashes, so he'll just kind of blink them away to get the droplets out of his face. And sigh. His body's a little achy. He's in his 30s, so he just like stretches them out. And he's trying to quit his... Well, let's just say his last cigarette has been more than a couple of days, maybe. But he's holding on to his little, his last two in his pocket, and he's trying to say, like, mentally push for one more day, and then he will reward himself.
I see. So there's a struggle. You feel the itch to reach into that pocket, practice these, pull it out, whip out a lighter. But you're like, no, I'm gonna push it, And you straighten up a little bit, shake it out. And you see that house. You look down at your notepad, and then you look back up. This seems like the right address. So you are kind of crossing T's, dotting I's today. Just to kind of see if any other information surfaced. Again, like, not a lot of people looked into this because there was nothing to look into. It just kind of ended, which sucks because this was someone that was well respected in the Corps. So you're like, okay, let's talk to Emerald. You walk up. It's one of those like chain link fences that's like at waist height, easy to like unlock and push through. The yard is manicured, but there's a lot of greenery when you get up to the steps, like a few steps up before you get to the door. There's a little like small porch that has a whole bunch of different types of flowers, different greenery. This is a very lively vibe you're getting already from this person. How do you approach? Do you just knock? There is a doorbell. Is there anything you want to do before you go in?
He just does like a sigh, kind of straightens up the tie a little bit. Not perfect. Sees a little coffee stain, puts a little spit to it, kind of scratches it off. Okay, and then presses the doorbell.
Doorbell goes. There's a bit of quiet. You look around to see if there's anybody around. There's just people walking. And like a few seconds pass, and then you can hear a voice from the inside. Coming. Hold off. A few more seconds pass, and then you see like the main door open, like a white door open, and then there's like a barrier door or a door right before that. You see a woman with, it looks like they're in their 50s, heavily freckled, like aged, like crow's feet, like some wrinkles, but not a lot. Very pretty. You can tell that like still very pretty in the 50s. Black hair, streaked with silver, put into like a ponytail. Stands about 5'6" and is matching the house in colors, so like earthy color tones here. And you see green eyes, striking green eyes look back at you through like the netting of that door. And then she opens that one too and looks at you. Can I help you?
Hello, ma'am. Marcus Adani, can I ask you a couple questions?
Sure, but this isn't a solicitation, is it?
No, nothing like that.
So questions about what then?
Well, first to start, Haynes. I'm just trying to just ask him a couple questions about a missing person.
You can be blunt with me.
Good.
Did you want to come in? Like opens the door.
He kind of leans in, like with his head, looks back and around. Happy to.
Opens it wider, waits for you to pass through. Closes like the first door, like and locks that, but like leaves the door open just to get air in. When you go in, it's a very clean place, like organized. You do see like hanging pots of like greenery everywhere, so like hanging pots of foliage and such. She leads you through the living room, and there's like the main hallway. So like there's a threshold to the right immediately into the living room. Like very, it looks like someone definitely like renovated and like decorated this to be a bit more modern and up to date. Because the first thing you think for someone probably her age, up to like 60s, would have like older furniture, like potentially plastic as well, like for the furniture. But no, it looks like that someone, like either she keeps it up to date or she has someone that comes in and like does interior decorating at some point. Interesting. The kitchen is connected to the living room, so you can see it when you get into the living room. And yeah, windows are open. There's a light coming in and streaking in, like mild dust particles, but cleanly place. And she offers a seat, like armchair. She sits down on the couch. I would offer coffee, but like gestures to the coffee that you have in your hand already.
Oh, this crap. I always like a fresh pot anyway.
Well, lucky, like we do have some. And she walks over to the kitchen, leaving you with to yourself a little bit as she like starts setting up some mugs you can see on her island in the distance. And you look around the living room. Is there anything you want to do here while she's prepping stuff?
Yes. Oh, I don't think I have to ready this, but they'll do a quick scan.
Give me two intelligence points, but I think you don't need to because you have an edge of two, so you don't even need to sacrifice any points for this. Describe what it looks like doing scan.
A radiating pulse that feels like it's going through his body and outward into the room and then back in. It also feels like the return, though, is a little like spine chilling. So he gives a little shake as it returns back and gives him the information he needs.
All right, cool. So, hmm. So what you find out about the place, because like you're just gonna like just dump information to your head about the space that you're in. There's a lot of photos of family, a lot. It's decorating the walls. It's like the most lively thing in here outside of the greenery. You do see pictures of her from like being young, probably 13 up, with two men. Those are her dads. You do see pictures of what you know to be Carlisle, younger looking. Carlisle has like sandy blonde hair, has like a large mustache. Like that's the only bit of facial hair that he has. Glasses. Always like buttoned up, has polos, kind of with like a jacket is like his style. Very dad-esque, like stereotypical dad. And then there's another one that looks Latin, has tan skin, curly black hair, also has glasses. Every picture has splatters of paint on them. So painter, artist, creative of some sort, which is just silly. Every picture, there's like a splatter of like on the cheek, on the elbow, on the fingers, back of hand. Like each one tells a story of what this man did that day. And there is like a progression of life from 13 up, which is weird because like there's no baby pictures of anything younger than that. It seems like wanted to tell a story from this point onward. Not sure why not younger than that, but like question. You can see like a tray with like keys and like go-to things when you get ready to leave out the door in the hallway. So there's like a basket on top of like a end table there. There are pictures of her children, like had fraternal twins, it looks like. They visit often, so there's pictures of like family gatherings and stuff. Very jovial family, very jovial. Bright, happy, positive. You're not used to seeing that so storied and so clear in people's homes. There is like traces of magic here, like, but they're old, very old. You can guess not since the last 15 years, magic hasn't been used in this house. But it used to be used a lot here. You're getting the vibe of. Which makes sense if this was tied to her father, right? Like father being a core person. This house is used regularly. People meet here regularly. This is a lived in, vibrant, positive space. Rare to have like no strife, no negative anything in a place at all. But it is refreshing regardless.
As he goes through the photos, seeing the happiness from a house filled with magic, he like his eyes just twitch for a second, and he squeezes hard in the cigarettes in his pocket. He like swallows first, like just to get together, comes around, and they turn around and just count how many photos, just mentally, just to themselves, see the keys at the door, see everything, and they're just taking notes. If there is nothing else, they'll sit down and just wait for the return.
Mm-hmm.
If When was the last time people visited?
Like 2 days ago.
Okay.
So like, that's a decent amount. Like someone dropped by. Like since you did scan, I would say that like someone bought cookies. So like you know how like kids make cookies for their family members and they're just atrocious looking. They taste great, but they look horrible. That's like on the island in like a Tupperware container. And you get the vibe that grandkids made these.
Okay. All right, he like takes out a rolled up small little pocket notebook and like breaks the spine for it as he comes to a page and writes those things down. The last time they talked to Harry on this, what was the suspicious thing? Was there something that like Terry said that was unique about this case, like why he was interested?
I'll give that to you. Terry being the old archivist that assigned this to you. He had noted that like one, it was weird that someone that is so seasoned, has been with the Corps for a very long time, like kind of just had a sudden end as a disappearance and no one really like looked into it. Wasn't sure if it was like someone did and it just never got logged, or like every time someone tried to investigate, it would always end at the same place. So what was the point? But it seems like the first person that looked into it, like had all the notes up to this point, this house, and then silence until you got it.
And that person that finished up to that point, they're still around, right? They're just back in the court, or?
Yeah, they're back at the Corps. They are probably in a different department now. They're no longer a seeker, but they're still there.
Last question, just because this will.
I love questions. I love this. Heck, like let's go.
They didn't transfer after this, right? Like suspiciously, like a random just department transfer after.
Oh, was it like after this? Like, was it?
Yeah.
It was like they did this. They did all they could. They had meticulous notes. Maybe like 4 or 5 years later, they transferred just because of personal, like they didn't want to be a seeker anymore. They wanted to try something else. So yeah.
Yeah, he's running through that in his head just to make sure that this is not a important area, just the last bit. And he'll play with the pen in his hand, just clicking it on and off, like just fidgeting with it, writing little notes down, and yeah, that'll be it until they return.
You did a lot of fidgeting. So you gripped your pocket with where your cigarettes are. You looked around. You did some magic, but you're not sure, like to mundane people, they don't see anything, right? You're clicking your pen, you're breaking the spine of your notebook, you're fidgeting a little bit. Um, and she walks over once you like are starting to click your pen. She's like, wherever you work, I'm assuming the same place where my dad worked, puts the coffee down with a clink in front of you on the coffee table. I'm not going to ask any questions about that exactly. She sits across from you. But there's a certain vibe to the people that where he used to work. So, what can I help you with? Takes a sip.
Just questions. Speaking of that, did your father tell you about his work?
Wasn't supposed to anyway, so no. Classified. I just always thought he was
Yeah.
like CIA or something.
Yeah, that would. Yeah. The I was just we were just interested in what happened. And since I'm new to this, could you run me through your last day with your father?
I might ask you to persuade her. So that is an intelligence based. So it's going to be a difficulty of 4. That means 12. You have to hit a 12 for me. Roll for me.
That's a 13.
Nice. I love that. All right, cool. So you just pass. Um, she looks you over, leans back in her chair after taking like a long sip of coffee. That day, nothing was different. This was his house, by the way. Uh, Left to me. He always told me that, like, if anything ever happened to him, like, this will be yours. And I did not like how often he brought it up. Like, I don't know, every other meeting or something like that. I was living in the city at the time, still working, and came over. I just wanted to have a normal chat with him. And I was going to stay the weekend just to check in on him because he was alone. My other dad passed away, complications at the hospital. And he let me know. And he's like, hey, I'm going to be going to the grave. Don't wait up for me. I'll call you when I get back home. Nothing. Didn't think anything of it. I sit and think over and over again if there was anything wrong. A hint or anything. I can't think of anything. I can't. He just did what he normally does. Goes down to talk to dad. And then night came and he wasn't back. And I called him and no answer. And I waited and waited, and then I called the police because he's older. Like, I didn't think that older, but like, you never know. Sometimes you hear stories of something happening and people losing their memory like that, or just something happening randomly on the street, and then you just never hear them again. I didn't think that would ever happen, and it did. No, I don't have anything.
That was more than I thought you'd have. And no worries. I just wanted to bring that memory back up, not to bring anything painful up. No, just to get the topic on the table, you know?
Mhm.
Something so lost, and how many years? 10 years?
Mhm.
It's like putting a pushpin, you know, into a corkboard, starting something.
Yeah.
At least for me. So thank you for sharing. But and then he'll pick up the drink and go to take a sip. Your father was very important. And from what I know, did remarkable man. Just wanted to know where this led. So I'm gonna ask one question, and please understand, I'm just curious. Was there anything suspicious around him?
Of course there was. Like, you're suspicious. You're in my house right now, and I don't know what agency you work for. And I'm assuming you can't tell me.
I can't. No. But you've been around your father growing up, and he has that air of suspicion. Was there anybody who, I guess, just popped in for a second, met with your father, and even though maybe it was behind closed doors or on the phone, it made you feel, I guess, different? A little more, I guess. Just than to chill down your spine, or made you more curious than, you know, his work would.
She puts the cup down and looks out the window and thinks, and she's thinking. He changed a lot growing up. I don't mean to tell my whole sob story or anything like that, but I used to be very sick when I was a kid. Very, very sick. And it they never told me, but I knew what I felt like. And one day, I just started feeling better. Slowly, but I did. And I thought I was magic. Right? Like, used to watch all those kids' shows, Sparkles and Sailor Moon and all that stuff. But as I got older, and I learned about things, specifically medical, nurse, didn't make any sense. And he used to be a workaholic. I never saw him. And then suddenly I saw him all the time. He hung out with me all the time. And I thought, maybe, just maybe, life is short. I want to spend all my time with my daughter now that she's getting better. I'm going to make her life the best that it can be. Because that's what the type of dad he was. But it just felt like there's more to it. There's things that he had to do to uphold. He did have those secret conversations that your type have, like points to you. No offense, by the way, just I'm used to it by now. And he did take calls. Never met her before, but a woman of some sort. Partially entertained the concept of it being like an affair of some sort when I was a teenager. But my dad was very gay, extremely. No ways around that. So no, just would take that call and he'd be gone for a few days. Didn't really think of much of it. It just could be tied to work, maybe. That's the only weird thing out of the many weird things about my dad.
He's writing this down in that little notebook. Looks around, sees it's very modern. 10 years, thinking, counting on his fingers. This is probably a long shot, but would you have kept your dad's things? Maybe an answering machine or...
He has an office. Like, points down the hall, like over there. I will trust you to look around. I'll give you 5-10 minutes. And unless there's any other questions you would like to ask me, I will politely ask you to leave.
He like puts his hands up, so it's like, agreed. More than enough time for me.
I've made peace with him not coming back. I just wish I knew what happened. And I don't think with any agency that is super secretive, like the CIA, like, she just stares like, clearly not CIA, look at you. Like, gestures to like your tie and suit and all this other stuff, the coffee stains. I don't think that end will come anytime soon of knowing. But I will make peace with the fact that he was an amazing father to me. She gestures to the room in the back.
He still has the, he'll take the cup up and like kind of a little toast, and just carry it to the office. His face is just very apologetic, but he continues to get those 5 minutes as much as he can.
All right. You walk like through the kitchen because it's connected to the living room, and then there's like another like threshold to the living room, and directly across from that you see a room, like only like room in the back, that area, and you open it. Easy enough. It looks like the only thing in this house that is not up to date. It looks like it hasn't really been touched too much since. The only thing that's different is like it gets dusted, it gets cleaned. But other than that, it looks like everything kind of has a place. It hasn't changed. It's giving very like noir detective meets the 70s vibe, where everything else looks modern, up to date. This one's just not touched. You see a wooden desk in the middle, chair, bookshelves. You see like was it like a whiteboard that's been mostly cleared off. It has like some smudges. Can't really make out a sentence exactly of like whatever was written here, but like it just looks like grocery list, like things like for around the house, and clearly like erased part of it, and that was it. Looks like a typical office of an investigator.
The first thing that you noted, what was that again?
There's a desk in the center, with a chair. There's also bookcases to the left-hand side of the room. The other side has a whiteboard.
Before he gets to the desk, he will look through the drawers, but before he does all that, he's going to look at the bookcase. understanding investigators, just worked with them before. What does uh what does Carlisle just have possibly on display on the bookcase? And is there a certain pattern or anything that he could recognize as like that is core or some, just feels
Mm.
something an investigator.
Uh, no role necessary because I'm gonna piggyback off of the scan situation and that this was within the parameters. Yeah, definitely. Um, he was very, very like meticulous about where everything went. Like he was anal about these fucking things. Like this was like everything has a place. He was very like categorized everything. So like if you look through his files, like which are redacted because core, right? Like hey, alphabetical ordered, color coded, has different tags on it, pristine, so that he had his own, essentially he made his own filing system that only made sense to him. There is a filing system already at the core, so he made his own on top of this one for stuff at home. Very cleanly. Really good at what he does. You also get the vibe this is where the most magic was. He did a lot of magic in this room.
So curious, but Marcus just feeling that energy of like magic has occurred here. He does a little shake of like his body to get used to that feeling even after all these years, and we'll go to the desk and start going through the drawers really quickly. If there is anything that he can easily get to.
Okay. I'm going to do you're trying to do like a search of this place thoroughly. You only have a certain amount of time. So I'm going to have you roll speed. This is going to be at the same task level 4. So you have to hit a 12 or higher.
That's not plus anything.
Nope.
It's a good 7.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm trying to see if there's anything you can do here. Because there might be... Nope. You don't have XP yet, so you can't use it to reroll dice, unfortunately. But you look around, you go through the drawers. It looks like some like extra pair of keys. There's notebooks. You flip through them. They look clean. But since I'm gonna give you something, I'm not gonna not give you anything, period, because you did the extra work here. You do see when you look through notebooks, planners specifically, everything else makes sense. Everything is clean, organized, has a color codedness. But you're able to pick up there's a particular color, like a deep shade of red. It's the only time this is used. It's not used a lot. So more used is yellow and green and blue to highlight certain classifications of whatever that means. Red is used maybe once in every few months in his planner. And it's written along with probably a shorthand of some sort, J. Meeting with J. And that's it. The letter J. So not J-A-Y. And over the course of a year, looking at a year planner, there's other planners, but you don't have time to look at those. Met them maybe twice, maybe 3 times. Doesn't say where, doesn't say anything else, but everything else has details about what's going on. That's about it.
He'll note all that. To the filing system on the bookcase, he's running out of time, so he's just looking for a pattern in whatever is in their filing system to whatever he has in his planner. Just quick glances. And before his time is up, he's going to pocket those keys.
Interesting. Okay. You take those extra spare keys. It could be to this house, but you're not sure like what the keys are for. And you do that. And then once you do that, a few seconds pass, and then the door opens. She waves. Thank you for stopping by. I would say if you wanted to double check something, you can, but no, it's been a while.
Yeah, he's probably like on his way out when they had opened the door. So he'll like scoot around her, thank them for the coffee, put it back on at the table. You have a good day. Thank you for answering some questions. And well, I hope to find you some answers, but if not, nice to meet you again, Marcus. And we'll head out.
Nice to meet you too. And she closes the door, gives you like a sad smile. So she's not uncomfortable with you. She's uncomfortable with the subject. Closes the door behind you. And just as like you're heading out, you do feel like a vibration in your pocket. Your phone. Work phone specifically. As you like take a few steps down and you like are in like that walkway out of like the yard, going to the sidewalk. You look at your phone. You don't have a particularly assigned handler like most cells like of a group of like hunters have one, but you mostly work solo because you're special. So what ends up happening is you get a general handler notification that says like, hey, assignment just came in. Come back to the core for a debrief. This is an official one versus the one that Terry just gave you.
He looks through the pages of the unofficial one, rolls it up and puts it into the inner pocket with his small little notebook, pats it, and says like, another time, Terry. And he rolls up his sleeves, and these like tattoos are just climbing up both of his arms. He like stretches them out, feels the magic in them before he heads to the debrief.
Awesome. Cool. And you do. It'll take you a little less than an hour to get back, unless you're taking like a Lyft or like taxi, which will put you half an hour. But like you can take your time with the core, just as long as everyone is at the debrief location. You make your way. The ticking clock should be a comfort. It's a constant, repetitive, balanced. Consistency has always brought you comfort, Janemba. But today it barely dulls your anxiety. You know you shouldn't be anxious. You're meeting with a friend after all, someone you've known since you've been summoned into this world. Someone who has only provided support and kindness since you got here. And the only person in your memory that has never shied away from you. Theo. But technically, Theo is your boss. Has been since you transferred from the Slayer branch to the Seeker branch a few years back. And now it's your employee review. You're excited about the mundane activities you do regularly and pride yourself in this work you do, especially when it comes to protecting the other researchers of your branch when you're out in the field. But you really put your all into these last few months. Really did. Surely, Theo has noticed. They had to. Nothing gets past them after all. Also, you found that you want more now. More out of your role here. You want more responsibility, more faith in your capabilities. You want people to depend on you. And maybe a new title, perhaps? Maybe something with a supernatural artifact retrieval task force. Become a SART, maybe. Or perhaps Janemba. Are you with me?
Present.
You find yourself in an office. There's a desk between you and Theo. There are was it floor to ceiling windows? Beautiful. Sun is coming through those gray clouds. Still struggling to fight the rain. You see dark hair, dark black hair, striking hazel eyes. Tan skin, the tall builds, partially muscular, but like dressed very well, in a suit, like clean cut. Like, where does this person shop, actually? You see floor to ceiling windows. The sun is still struggling against the sky to stop the rain from happening, but it's a losing battle, truly. And he's looking at you over a file, probably yours, like eyebrow raised, amusement, like very partial amusement in their eyes. And the one thing that you know about Theo is he's a very striking individual, but like the one more striking individual part of him is that he has symmetrical scars, like on his face, neck, anywhere their skin is showing. And you've been caught staring out of curiosity, and he's used to it, so like he doesn't normally get upset with anybody at this point. And you know that it is like painfully symmetrical. Like it is kind of like, how'd that work? Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Then he raises an eyebrow and goes back to your file. Really good attendance. Helped a lot with a lot of field work. I'm noticing. Like, goes to the next paper. Mm-hmm. You had an incident though, like a month ago.
Remind me about that incident again.
Mm-hmm. If I remember correctly, the field agent you were working with, you needed to get into a location in order to ask some questions in regards to an artifact that we were still classifying, and you broke the door open.
So what happened was I tried to pull it open and it was a push. No, I think I tried to push the door and it was a pull. The door was ready to fall off. Without my help, I was just
a glass
the
door,
wind.
Janemba.
Is that not how they work still?
Harder to break. No, it's easier to break a door when it's glass. I'm pretty certain that it was brand new, according to, lifts the paper to the agent you were working with.
Right. I did say I was sorry, and
That's
that
also noted
usually
here, yeah.
absolves me of my actions.
Mm-hmm. It is the first one in a very long time, so that is good news. Good to hear. But you need a bit more of a delicate hand sometimes in these situations, especially with research gathering.
I haven't broken anybody's furniture in a while. I think
That's beyond an improvement. I already knew that. And puts the file down lightly, crosses his hands over each other, intertwines his fingers and looks at you. You've been doing a really good job despite this situation. I have a feeling that you just weren't paying attention and you don't Know your own strength most of the
Doors
time.
are hard. They don't already open for you. It's a gamble.
He nods. Sure. But I guess my question is, what do you want going forward, I suppose? Did you want to stay in field work? Do you like it?
I do. I like that I get to help. I like that I get to prove that I have more than just physical skills.
Mhm.
I can be smart.
Yes. And like looks and points to the file. You've been getting really good with the filing, cataloging, and doing your own research. Like they're looking spectacular. I have no notes on that one. But I
Thank
guess
you.
my question is like, where do you want to go? Do you want to stay in field or do you want to go somewhere else? You stay as a seeker. I want to know what you want.
I want to keep helping.
And that's honorable. But what do you want for you?
Respect. I miss being respected for my talents and not the killing.
Mm-hmm. Did you want to be in a leadership role or did you want to do specifically more detailed field work or
How much respect do leaders get?
a lot?
Yes.
He laughs. Mm-hmm. So, it takes a little bit of time to get into a leadership role in general. It's just in general. You've only been here a few years.
It has been a decade.
But with the Seeker branch, though.
It has been a few years.
Mm-hmm. So, you've been doing very well this year. And I see things can only go up from here. But if you want to get that leadership position, I need to see more from you.
Like what?
Be a team player.
Provide examples. What can I do as a team player beyond standing in the way of harm? How else do team...
Mm-hmm. Knowing when battles can be passed off, when you can work together. Knowing each other's strengths. Are you writing this down?
Yes.
Okay.
I think you see Janemba kind of like reaches out onto Theo's desk and just grabs like a loose paper.
Mm-hmm.
It might have already had something written on it and like a pen, and just starts making these notes.
He just lets you. Like he's just like, yeah, okay. But yeah, finding out what everyone's strengths are. There's going to be different types of people that you work with. And sometimes just standing in the way of harm is not enough.
If you say so.
If you want to be known for more than what you were summoned here for, there's more that you can do, and I know that you can. You need to be able to show that to other people. Okay?
Yes. Yes, Theo, this is excellent. How would you rate my overall performance?
Out of 5, I would give it a 4.2.
Adequate. Thank you.
Very adequate. If you hadn't shattered that door, it would have been a 4.7.
Glass doors.
But again, first offense in a while. So, and it wasn't on purpose. It wasn't like you slammed the door out of rage. So don't worry. But you did a good job. You just scared the field agent that you were working with.
Now that I think about it, the door may have slid side to side, and I chose to pull.
I see. Well, beware of signs. Just in general. All right.
Yes.
I think that concludes our meeting. And he stands up. I do have something for you, something that could really test your limits here. It is a bit of a so far it doesn't have too much risk from what I can tell, but it is very curious. It might require some different minds from different departments, so not just seekers. And I think you'd be good for it. Gives you some to practice those delegation skills, taking leadership.
This would be excellent. Tell me more.
You will be working with, and he opens his drawer and then pulls out a notepad and flips the page open. So we have Marcus Adani. We have Hunter, if I remember correctly. We have Orfi, who I think you know, in the department, Seeker. And we have, this one will be a struggle for you. Ezra is going to be on that team as well.
Is that truly necessary?
It is very necessary, yes.
What useful skill can they provide that the other two cannot already provide?
He is a well-trained field agent. He respects you greatly. Not really terribly afraid of you. Gifted in magic. Gifted as a hunter. Goes down the list, and he's just listing everything matter-of-factly.
I
That'll really
look
test your
forward
capabilities. Yeah.
to delegating to Ezra.
Know when to delegate, please.
Yes.
And they grab the paper that was crumpled and put into a pocket and adjust. Know when. And Theo, you said, kind of stood up. I think at the same time, Janemba stood up to kind of meet them. And Theo is tall?
He's 6'5".
Yes, very tall.
He's very tall, yeah. How tall is Janemba? Because I imagine either the same height.
Similar, yeah.
I thought so, yeah.
Yeah, the horns, you get an extra 2 inches, which really just adds to the height. But as mentioned, Janemba's a demon that was summoned from one of the many circles of hell. In their the state that they arrived here in, they have red skin, purple armor and horns. That was kind of around their head, around their wrist, around their chest. I don't know, wherever your vitals are. But over the 10 years, they've kind of slowly adopted regular garb. I believe that it has a disguise when they have to go outside. But, day to day in the core, you can see Janemba wearing a purple Adidas tracksuit. It matches top to bottom. It's got the zip.
I love that. I'm sorry. That's amazing.
It's one of the things that I think just really fit their shape. Because they have a tail as well. They're just a large, big old demon. And those tracksuits, they're just friendly for all shapes and sizes. And they have one of the main problems, aside from strength, is they have, I won't call them talons, just real long nails. So any fine motor skills has been a bit of a struggle. Typing on a computer, not happening. But it has gotten pretty good at writing with pens and pencils, just kind of doing a two-handed method, It's learning.
I love them so much, everybody. So Leo stands and keeps standing, and very similar to when you stand too, still keeps standing until full height, right? And y'all have camaraderie in the tall people club. And he walks past you from behind his desk to the door and opens it into the hallway and gestures you to go first.
Thank you.
Of course. Closes the door behind him. And you can see other people lining up for the review. And he opens it for the next person. He's like, all right, come on, next. I don't have all day with this. I have a thing that I need to do. Come on. No, he gestures for the next person to come in as you pass by. You, as a seeker, you know where the main operations are. which is like you're on the third floor of the headquarters of the Arcane Corps. This is where the Seekers and the Hunters congregate. This is HQ for them. So it's a very large floor. Y'all intermingle, so it's not like one side is dedicated to another or something like that. There is like a main area where like there's just your standard like bullpen desk kind of situation for like cops and stuff like that. But then there's like separate rooms. But where most seekers meet up, going down a hallway once you get to this main area, there's like a library. A lore library is what it's called for the core. This is where you can get all of your major research done. You know that when you enter there, it is exceptionally large, long, like too big for like the structure. It doesn't make sense. So it seems like it goes on for a decent amount of time, but that's a norm. Like it's not something to worry about. It's just like that's how much knowledge the core has, and this is the best place for it to be that everyone can access. And as you're like walking through, you're seeing some familiar faces. You see a couple of those field researchers that are talking to other hunters, eye you, and then like kind of turn away from you as you're walking. Your footsteps are lumbering. You're announced when you walk. Essentially, there's nothing you can do about it. How does that make you feel? Like this feeling of like people staring, whether out of respect, just because of you, who you are, or mostly fear. How does it make you feel?
Insecure.
Oh, Bubby.
You know, the past 10 years has been a lot about this reimagining of their identity. You know, like this is another chance. They're back on a plane of existence. And they really, really, really want to be just seen as like one of the guys, you know, one of the team. And they often, like, it feels like those stares are just, they are out of fear. They're uncomfortable, you know, like the backs kind of get turned as Janemba walks through.
So you're like, you're used to it, but you don't like this feeling. You would like the respect more. I think it's a bifurcated situation of you don't like that people are afraid of you. You do like the respect, but you don't like it that it's tied to your mass, your ability in terms of killing, what you're known for, because people know where you came from. You're like, I want to be respected for my talents, my capabilities, the things that I've learned to do, not what I look like or tied to my nature. And you think about, what is this task that we're going to be doing? This has to be enough. This must be the thing that will change that. Potentially. That's what like Theo made it sound like. And Theo hasn't steered you wrong yet. So maybe this will change things.
That's why Theo's
Like
my
a
best
small
friend.
It's my best. Oh my god! Oh, no, my heart. That's my best friend.
Theo better
doesn't
not
know
betray
that.
me. No. Theo does not know that.
Theo doesn't know that. It was just like, aw, that hurt. Like right here. Like Theo, you need to know. But you smile to yourself as someone that you see as a close and best friend. Gave you hope that things will change, and you lumber. And people move out of the way as you make your way to the library. Like clockwork, he comes through those doors to the lore libraries at 9:30 a.m. sharp. He has never wavered, whether it was raining, snowing, traffic. MTA sucking like it always inevitably does. 9:30 a.m., coffee in hand. Magic, dried trench coat, and umbrella. Stoic expression he always wears. The resting bitch face of the typical NYU commuter. This is until they see someone they know. Like now. Sharp brown eyes couch yours, Orfi. As Ezra Todd, field researcher at the Seeker branch, settled at his workstation, draping his coat over the back of his chair. He gives a small smile and a wave from several seats away from you before taking out his laptop and flipping it open immediately, getting to work. Ezra Todd isn't exactly a target. Rather, the tale around him is what you are after at this time. How did he end up here? As a well-known hunter moved to field researcher. What happened to have him seemingly fall so far? Well, that's what you've been tasked with finding out. It's been boring so far, but things are bound to pick up soon. You can feel it. As the camera turns from Ezra's focused form, to you on the opposite side of this section of the lore library, tell me what you look like, Orfi.
Orfi today is wearing a very simple graphic tee. Hair is wrapped in cloth with patterns on it, which seem familiar. Not pictured on camera, but definitely pictured for Ezra are a pair of large hoop earrings with a black stone in the center. There's a couple of other ear piercings and various rings. Not enough to notice, but not too many, or at least that's their opinion about it.
Mm-hmm. And you're dressed semi-seeker professional, I guess. Seeker professional.
Today, there is a swing between the more casual side of alt and the more, let's say, extreme side of alt. They're somewhere in the middle today. So the graphic tee, very expressive with its various patterns, but the pants and the shoes, very simple, black, normal fit, and a pair of Doc Martens.
Amazing. Okay, so dead center of Corpo Goth and full alt. That's a beautiful mixture right there. We love it.
There is also a cardigan here. The cardigan is a little bit long as a hem. So relative to Orfi, the hem is about an inch, not an inch, but like 2 to 3 inches longer than you would normally see for that size. Mm-hmm. But that's the way they like their cardigans.
Awesome. Amazing. So Ezra has waved and you waved back. Takes a seat, immediately starts working. Ezra is a very diligent person, like works, is very social with anybody that's talking with him. But he's been in the Seeker branch for 2 years now. You know who this person is before he was a Seeker. Like, he was very well-known hunter. Known for his magic, which was like prodigy level is what people would say. Elementalist. So he was known for different types of elemental magic. Very unique. And all intents and purposes, that is better fit for him normally. But he's here. He's a seeker. He does a good job as a seeker. But you know, on paper, that's some talents wasted a little bit. So that's something that you kind of know why he's here, but you don't know the details of it. And that's like floating around in the back of your head. What do you do at your workstation? You are still staring at him even though he like went right back and he's just right into work. You kind of like lingering eyes on him. What do you do?
Since he's just arrived, I just kind of take a couple of moments to speak to him. Mostly because, as I understand it, he is like not unfriendly,
Yeah, he's not unfriendly. He's very friendly to talk with.
Okay, so cramming for finals, are we?
It's like laughs, like turns over to you like, I haven't been a college student in like 2 years.
Could have fooled me. Like straight to work immediately. Don't you normally have like at least like? Let me see. I think it's, what is today? Wednesday? Sausage, egg, and cheese from the bodega about 3 blocks away, typically.
Bacon, egg, and cheese. Bacon, egg, and cheese. To put it together.
You know what? You're right. And that being said, I'm also right. Where's your bacon, egg, and cheese?
And my Arizona iced tea.
Also in absentia. Do you want to explain?
I'm not hungry, and I've been busy this morning. So
As Ezra, eye
Yes.
contact. You are always hungry. And even if you weren't, when have you ever skipped a bacon, egg, and cheese? Did they finally get you? Are you working for the Pentagon?
stop it. Like, no, just I was distracted today. I lost track of time, and I just rushed here. I was gonna get something to eat later, but
Okay, I'm only gonna leave you alone if you promise me you're gonna eat something. And I do mean in the next hour and a half.
like they turn back. Like he's turning back to his like computer as you're talking, and then just looks up. He's like, "You better eat," and just stares off into the middle distance over like his workstation. I will eat, Orfi.
Okay.
I'll go to the break room. Someone like there's food there. I'll be fine.
Do you want me to go get you a bacon, egg, and cheese? You know you're not the same when you don't have one.
Listen, I'm fine. Like literally puts his like laptop down. I'm fine. I'm okay. Okay. I did my workout this morning. Like I just like looks around, stands up from like where he was sitting, and then like shuffles over to you. All right, look. There's something went down. Like it's been 2 days, I think. We might be getting a new case. I think. It might be nothing, but it's got a lot of people on edge, and it just had me thinking. I did some like research on my own a little bit from what I know.
Did you find anything interesting? I'm bored in this library.
Looks around, like there's like several desks in between y'all, so it's just like, and then he takes the chair closest to you, then shuffles it over to you, and then sits down. All right, so look, you know about like the task force, right? Like the retrieval task force. Like they're a part of a secret branch that like tries to bust black market like artifacts and stuff. So one of those happened recently, and it was successful, and we got the people, we got the auctioneer, we got the artifact dealer, we got the stuff that they were gonna sell before the auction happened, and that's good. But I think something went wrong, like later. Like everything went well, like during the bust. It's just after, and I don't know exactly what happened yet, but someone might be hurt, I think, or I don't know. So I don't know a lot because like they keep that in lock and key, but we might be getting a case like that soon, today or tomorrow.
Now, Ezra?
Hmm?
Can I call you Ezra?
Yes. What? So, like,
You know, as I lean in and I go, now between me and you, I feel like if we were going to get a case like that, one, it would have been a big deal, and two, I think everybody would have been notified about that immediately.
and kind of immediately as you say that, both of your phones go off.
I was about to ask, where do you get your tea from? Honestly speaking, I could use several cups.
Well, I got the hookup. I'll let you know. I tend to know things at least like 5 minutes before it actually becomes actual news. And he like stands up, walks over to his seat.
If you have a premonition power, just say that. And I want to do two things here.
Yes, go for it.
One of them is, while we're talking, like while I'm being casual about this, I want to see if I could take advantage of like a moment where Ezra's being relaxed and steal a couple of glances on what was on the screen that Ezra was working on.
Ooh, that's good. Do you have anything like a ability that like can help you, or do you want to like just a straight roll of something? This might be stealth or something.
Is this a stealth thing?
Are you trying to be stealthy about looking at a screen? Are you being like?
I would say. Hold on for a moment. Let me see what's going on here. I would say, yeah.
I think that's the closest to like you're trying to sneak it.
I would say, like we could do one of two things here. Wait a minute. One of these is I don't know. One of this is in the cipher column, and I don't know if I can use things in that column.
Oh, is it in the cipher column?
There's one thing in the cipher column. It says observer effect, but I don't know if that's something I have to have a cipher to use.
I mean, you have it, so if you want to use it, you can use it. You can always use it. I'm never going to stop you from using a cipher. Please use those things.
Oh, okay. I don't know how those work. I don't know if like I have to have an object to use one.
No. So observer effect, when you look around an immediate area, if there are any hidden clues significant to the current investigation, you notice them. You can just do that. So you don't have to roll anything. But if you're going to use it, you lose it. So like wipe
it's
that.
One of those things like it's one of those things like if you're going to use it, you better make it count.
Mm-hmm.
Considering how far this rabbit hole goes, I should probably not do that then. So stealth it is.
All right, stealth in it. You're specialized in it, so this is such a tight window, like where like he's coming over, he's talking, and you're looking at that
like,
moment of distracting him to
like
look at his
basically
screen.
I'm trying to do my level like best Academy Award winning social engineering moment.
Amazing. So
it's giving Matlock making their way to like the 14th floor of the building, and everybody's just like, oh, look at this sweet old lady, and she just like makes her way to the building with no ID, nothing.
Yes,
no one, like,
amazing.
Knows her,
I love a character that can social engineer. So since this is stealth and this is something you're specialized in, this would have been a 5, like a level 5, meaning that it would have been you have to hit 15 or higher. But since you're specialized, it goes down 2 steps, so you need to get a 9 or higher.
Okay, on a D20.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, level 3.
Meaning 3 times 3 is 9.
Okay, I currently have on the die a 9.
Okay, you pass. You meet it. It's good. You're Gucci. Barely though. So describe how you're stealthing. Like so he's already there coming towards you, or like you're talking and he takes a moment to like laugh or look down or look somewhere else.
So, like, I walked across the room to go, like, initially talk to him before he pulls up his chair, right? So it's one of those, he's still sitting at the laptop doing things, and it's just like, you know, such and such is so funny. It's kind of like, hey, what you working on? Like, that kind of thing. Where it's like this, like that kind of, like, joking, staring at yourself, and he's just kind of like, listen, you know, trying to be serious and get my attention. And it would be one of those things that reads as jovial and playful to anyone looking at it, but I'm actually, like, trying to scan parts of this, kind of like speed reading, trying to scan parts of the screen for relevant information rather than trying to read the whole thing.
Got you. Okay. So it's literally like you made it look very casual, like meant to be a joke. Like, what you doing? And it's like, now listen to me. Very jokey, very like friendly banter. But you take that moment to scan and just barely he doesn't catch you at all, but like just barely are able to stop. But what you get enough of is this is like documentation about a bust that happened, like specifically the supernatural artifact task force documentation. It's very minor, like, so this isn't like he's a part of it, like, but he has like a brief of some sort, like a rundown, like the Cliff Notes version of it. There are some pictures, which look like kind of like a warehouse of some sort, that the floor had been like cleared, essentially. Chairs that were like aligned as if like an audience was looking forward at something, and it looks like it's been disturbed, essentially. So clearly this is where the bust happened. People scattered, chairs were toppled over, but you don't see people. Looks like this is aftermath a little bit of like the scene, and just like documentation of notes of like the play-by-play of stuff. This is stuff that you're not sure if Ezra should have access to and or privy to. Like, so if this is like, y'all are field researchers, all right? Like, that's what you're doing. This is kind of like lead level. Like Theo would have access to this. Or if there's like a seeker cell, essentially, the lead of that cell would have access to this. This looks like it came in Ezra's email. Like someone sent it out, and it was like a mass. And I'll give this also to you because like you got right there, buddy. And I award, even if it's on the line. It looks like it was like sent out like as like an email like chain to like other cells, essentially. And Ezra was a part of it. You know for a fact that Ezra is not a lead of something. But that's all you can see in that quick glance. I would have given you more. But like, why is he on here? You might have been able to figure that out. But as he looks back up, you like look at his face instead.
And I think there is a moment where, like, I think that's one of those moments where Ezra kind of like plays it off by just being like, you know, I got the hookup for things or whatever, but anyway, let me get back to this, because it's one of those. Are you supposed to have that? I mean, maybe, but I do. So,
what are you saying? So, like, do you bring that up where you're like, should you even be having stuff like that, or are you just noting it for yourself?
I literally did. I'm just like, Ez, where'd you get your tea from? That's what that question.
Oh, that's what that question was. Okay.
It's just one of those passed off as playful things, but I feel like someone might be insightful enough to be like,
Noted.
Either you're joking or you know that I'm not supposed to have that.
Mm-hmm. So you say like, where you get your tea from. Ezra gives like a glance to you, and I'll say in that moment, like, it is playful back, but there's like a glint in his eye. Like, I see you, is the best way to put it. He's like, I have my ways. Don't worry about it. I got the hookup. And gives a knowing smile before he sits down.
Now I'm gonna check this text message, but don't you go getting yourself in trouble while I'm checking this text message or whatever.
I'm an absolute angel, as he's like typing away on his keyboard.
Hold on. Let me do this in character real quick. Give me a second. You know who was an angel? Lucifer. Mm-hmm. As I'm checking the phone to see what's actually going on here.
Just a smirk as like he's typing away. He puts his headphones in, like starts playing music. Like he tends to do this when he's like in focus mode. And you look at your phone and you see similar notification, obviously above table, like Marcus got this. But this one is sent out from Theo. So you're assigned down a case. Information will be briefed shortly. Meet in one of the meeting rooms in the lore library in 30 minutes.
I just text back, understood.
Gives a thumbs up emoji. Reaction to that.
I make a mental note. Either Ezra has inside information, or whatever's connected to that information must be personal.
Did you
Ezra
want to
has.
to
Is that like
discern? Oh, you don't have discern motive. Fuck, never mind. I thought you had like discern
no,
motive.
it's one of those. It's one of those things of being like Ezra is a person of means. So for them to have access to this specifically, or for someone to send this, is a thing. And also, why is someone? I feel like I'm IT security, but for this, like, why are you sending? Why are you sending emails about sensitive upper management information to these people? Is this email even secured? Where did you send this from? Who authorized this?
So you note these things. You're like, is this secure? Was this sent to the wrong person? Like, was Ezra just not on the chain, or was not supposed to be on the chain?
You know what? Can I spend?
Okay.
Can I spend 2 intellect points to use my premonition abilities?
Can you read it for me?
You learn a random fact about a creature, object, or location that is pertinent to a topic you designate.
You should not have
Alternately,
access to this ability, but I love that you do.
Alternately, I could look at a creature and know their level, but I can't know anything else about it.
Okay. This takes an action. So he's dialed in, right? Like, so he's like typing away, like he's in work mode. You can use 2 intellect points. You have an edge of 2, meaning you don't have to spend them. So you can just do that.
Okay, so I just do the thing
Yeah.
the way that I do it because Ezra is a person who likes practicing divination. Is Ezra like quietly? Sorry, not Ezra. Oh my God, Orfi reaches into their pocket and pulls out their deck of cards. And draws one. I actually did. I will be doing that over the course of this game because I think it's fun.
Oh, that'd be great. Like, all right, show me, tell me.
Okay, so the card that they get is this one. It's called the Wild Oracle. Fun little deck. I'll explain all that later. But this one is basically as it's drawn, is the fate's doing the thing, so you might as well lead into it.
Interesting. Okay. Noting that, and it's also a really beautiful Oracle deck, by the way. It looks gorgeous. So you're choosing a random fact about this person, correct?
Or
Okay.
about the topic of basically, I'm trying to take like the topic is about this email you got. Who's responsible for this? That is the thing I'm trying to get a premonition about.
Who's responsible for this email that was sent out? Theo was responsible for this email. And because, like, you know, like this is premonition, so like this is, you're pulling out, I would say you pull out this card, you like bring it forward, and I would say you get flashes of like moments of Ezra from your perspective, from his perspective. And the moment that he sat down, like he was in the elevator, like focused, he was on his phone. He got an email that he was reading as soon as he entered the elevator going up to the 3rd floor from Theo. You see that it was BCC'd to Ezra. And Ezra read it really quickly. There's like a cock to the head of like Ezra knowing exactly everything that's going on here in terms of can pull all that information really quickly. Nods and puts it in his pocket. Then there's a flash of him sitting down, sees you, waves. And I'm trying to see if there's anything else that I can give you. This is information that Ezra feels like he's privy to. I.e., this is probably not the first time this has happened. It doesn't happen often, but it does happen.
Okay. And when I pull this card and I get the premonition that Theo's involved, I go, well, he said 30 minutes, but I feel like now is probably the appropriate time. And I put the cards away, gather my things, and head down to Theo's office.
All right, do you go to Theo's office, or are you going to the room that everyone's meeting up at?
Well, where would no, Theo asked me to come to a place, right?
Yeah, so come to one of the meeting rooms in the lore library. So you're already in the lore library. You can find the meeting rooms it's along the wall behind with several shelves. You see if you pick up your stuff and you start walking towards it, Ezra looks over at you, raises an eyebrow, but goes back to what he's doing. He's like, oh, I guess you're getting started early. Cool. Goes back to what he's doing. You walk over.
As I leave, if I catch that glance, I go, I did not forget about your bacon, egg, and cheese, but I do need to go check on this text. I'll be back.
Rolls his eyes, goes back to what he's doing as you walk away. And you walk towards, there's 4 or 5 rooms. It's one of those doors that have a glass pane that you can look into the room in. And one is open already. Or not open, but one that has a light on. And you go through. And I would say as you're walking and you get to the door, I want to say you see Janemba in there. Hulking frame sitting facing the door in a really small chair and looks up at you. All right. Proceed.
Janemba waves awkwardly.
Well, good morning.
Good time of day. Are you here for the meeting?
I am. As far as I know, is this where the Zoom is supposed to be happening?
Zoom. This meeting will be not in the Zoom, but on the table.
You are 100% correct about that.
I look forward to working with you.
They try to shuffle their chair a little bit towards to start facing the table.
Do I see Janemba with the notepad out and the pen and everything else?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Comically small in comparison to them.
So
my notepad.
So let me just ask, is lots of note-taking happening today? Is lots of information going on?
Yes.
I think this is the only point of mutual it's one of their probably finer points of mutual respect is that Janemba has also seen Orfi taking note taking.
Oh heck yeah.
And it's just kind of I don't know about that Musa, but that note taking, you ate that right on up. You really did.
Thank you.
And I kind of just look around the room to see who else is here.
No one else yet, but that changes. I'm assuming you're taking a seat.
I might as well.
So you're okay, well, there's about a few more minutes before everyone's supposed to meet. You take a seat. Marcus, you briskly make your way to the core. You got there. Not on time. You're not but they're not punctual about that. You're kind of setting your own schedule here. The elevator dings and opens on the 3rd floor. There's a little bit of hustle and bustle, normal, as you make your way immediately to the lore libraries. You see you passing by Ezra, whose back is towards you, who's like on their laptop. There are other people like between stacks and stuff like that, doing their own research. But you know where you're supposed to go. You're supposed to go to like one of the meeting rooms. There is no like number, but these don't get used that often. It's usually when a case is assigned. You just look in and you walk your way down. You open the door that you see has the light on in the first place, and you are met with a cast of characters already. Janemba, who you have seen around, and is the first thing you see. And then you see Orfi sitting, like, I'm assuming next to each other. Like, you're at the head, Janemba, like, facing the door, and then Orfi's, like, right next to you on one of the sides of the table. Seems about right.
Yeah.
And then you just open the door and look around.
Welcome.
Shit, I'm late. Oh. Hello.
Technically, you're only late after the teacher arrives.
We are waiting for one more.
Okay.
Who is the one more?
You do not know?
Is there a message on the phone that indicates who's supposed to be in this meeting? Do I see them on the meeting invite?
That's a really good point. Yes, there's a meeting invite because we're going corporate, everybody. There is like, you see Janemba, you see Marcus Adani, you see obviously you see Ezra Todd, and then you see the person that sent out the meeting invite, which was Theo Black.
Oh,
We are-
of course, the meeting host is not here. I wonder if that's for drama. I have questions.
We are also waiting for Ezra.
Oh, Ezra? They're in the library. They're like, I just walked by them.
What? Why are they
Should I
not
go-
here? Yes,
Should I go get them?
please. I would delegate that task. I am delegating that task to you. Please go grab Ezra.
Oh, well, congratulations. I just get up and leave the room and just go, well, congratulations on your promotion. I had no idea. With a semi-dramatic flourish as I actually leave to go get Ezra.
You leave to go get Ezra. Let's say that like it's still early. This meeting isn't until like 15 minutes from now, but it seems like y'all want to start it right now. So like everyone's here. Why not? Kind of vibe. You see who's leaving? Is you Orfi?
Yep.
Okay. You get to get stuff maybe. So you're passing through stacks. So you're like, the best way to put it is like, oh, there was like a quick way to get here down one of the rows and then take a left to get to like the meeting rooms. So you kind of go the full way back where like you go through another set of stacks and you go through a different way. And the way you're going to get back, it's harder for someone to see you coming from this direction. You do see like Ezra is standing up, has already stood up, is gathered his stuff, and has been stopped by Theo, and they're talking. And it seems like the plan is for them both to like probably come into the meeting, I suppose. Is this stealth? You're stealthing right now?
I'm gonna be nosy.
Yeah, of course.
Because what you gotta say out there that you can't say in the meeting room.
Mm-hmm. What'd you get?
I got a 15.
So I think you passed, I think. So like I think you're good. So how you stealthing?
So the way that I stealth is that I go to one of the areas of the library and like kind of get an angle of the room, and I pick one of those tables that they make for studying that has those sides, like walls built into the desk, so that when you sit at them, you're not distracted by peripheral things. I pick one of those stalls and just sit there and pull out like a handful of things so that if someone walks by the desk, they're not asking me what I'm doing. It's just
Yeah,
like
that's fair.
a random algebra book and a small notepad and my phone with the calculator app on the screen.
So you're doing homework, like temporarily before your next meeting. I love that. Like that's what it looks like. You quickly set this up just in case. Like you're used to like making something look like something else really quickly, so no one asks questions. And you're a good distance away that like knowing like they won't be able to see you, but close enough where you can pick up parts of the conversation. You hear Theo like kind of say like, did you get the email? Yeah. I am. Normally this doesn't happen this way. Is everything okay? Like, and what happened? What's the next steps? Missing person. Trying to find out what happened with them. So I'm letting you know ahead of time because I trust you on this. Okay. That I got it. I can handle it. Are you sure you can handle it? Don't be an ass. I can handle it. Everything's gonna be fine. And you can feel the silence on Theo's end because you can't see, but you get that. You all know Theo's like deadpan, stare into your soul, really face. So you know that's what the silence was of like, really? I'll be fine. I promise. I will be fine. Like, it's been 2 years. I'm okay with it, and it might not even be anything, right? Like everything will be fine. We'll find the person, get them back, bring back the artifact. Everything will be good. Don't worry. I'm gonna be okay, Theo. I promise. Okay. Go ahead. I'll be there in a second. I need to pass some stuff off. And then you can hear them kind of split, like walking in two separate directions. Ezra going the way that you had originally gone to get to the office. Oh, not the office, the meeting room. And Theo probably to like gather like reports, documents that might be helpful towards this meeting. So yeah.
So I wait for like a good beat or two after they separate and just pack everything back up and take like a little trot to catch up to Ezra.
Hey.
Oh, there you are. I was looking for you. I was down the hall in one of the conference rooms, and I was just kind of like, oh, you're supposed to be here. I remembered you were at the desk, so I ran over here to come and get you, and two things. You don't run in Doc Martens in the library until I need to go to the gym.
You good, though?
I'm fine.
If you want to like go with me to the gym sometimes in the morning, we can do that.
Morning.
You're not a morning person, right? I forgot. Look at you, and like gestures to all of you, and then continues onwards. Like shade and shadows are your friend. He says as he's walking towards the meeting room side by side with you.
Have you considered going to the gym closer to midnight? Less people, more access to the equipment, and access to your tunes.
I'm not a night person.
If I can get you to go for one night, I'll go for one morning at least.
Deal. I'm fine with that. Nods, goes into the room, opens it, sees Marcus, sees Janemba, like as both him and Orfi are like next to each other.
I present to you my first successful task for the kingdom of Janemba.
What?
Excellent.
Sort of looks at you.
Thank you for accomplishing this task. It will go in my report.
Did you get promoted?
If you pretend to be what you want in your job, you can be it, is the quote.
Oh, in the years I've known you.
Ezra looks at Janemba, then looks at Marcus.
I got delegated one of my first tasks after Janemba's recent promotion. It was to come and retrieve you.
Oh, thank
Correct.
you. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be the VP of the front desk in no time.
Yeah, like shuffles in, like sits across from Marcus. Y'all set up. Ezra like gives like an awkward look towards Janemba, who's probably like staring him down. Like he's like, yeah, okay. Brings out his laptop and pulls out like a notes app to start talking, start taking notes. So yeah, we're gonna be on a hopefully like maybe a short and quick and easy mission together.
Hopefully during that mission we get that bacon, egg, and cheese.
What the fuck? It's like, did you want me to go and get it right now? Like, we're getting ready to do a meeting right now.
No. I'm just saying, when we go out to do they can't expect us to do things on an empty stomach. We can walk
Absolutely
by the stand
not.
while we're doing the things.
We'll stop by a bodega on the way. It's fine.
Okay, there we go.
Marcus has his hand raised up like, oh, and then just nods as his stomach just grumbles.
See? Like points to Marcus. We just grab something to go quick before we go on to the next thing.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
We must first be briefed on the mission.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where Orfi goes, oh yeah, and then just stops mid-sentence.
Ezra like turns to you and looks.
Eyes are on you.
Well, don't stop on my account. Go on.
Oh, I was going to say, I am sure that Theo is probably, I don't know, somewhere gathering up the last couple of pieces of spreadsheet he printed out. I'm sure there's a Gantt or something like that he probably has for this.
Relax. He's not that into the whole fucking goes back to typing notes. It's just trails off.
Theo was busy with performance reviews. He will join us, presumably briefly.
Ezra snorts. It's like he keeps typing.
It would be the fondest of my wishes that you are very correct about that very short time frame.
Immediately, even as the door opens and Theo steps in, carrying a few files, books and stuff like that, and has a laptop closed under his other arm as he opens the door. How's everybody doing? Marcus, good to see you.
Good to see you.
And of course, I just saw you, Janemba. Orfi, how's everything?
Well, hello and good morning.
Theo puts down what y'all are not used to. Some researchers do put down or use digital recorders, but in some cases, depending on what you're working with, in terms of entities or items, it's best to use something a little bit more analog. So this is a tape recorder, a honest to God, kind of old school tape recorder, smaller, can be held handheld. Places it down. It looks unblemished, unscratched, but the fact that this is being brought out versus any other recording device implies that this might be a little bit more higher level in terms of threat level, perhaps, or concern or whatever that might be. Already an indicator. Puts it down and looks at all of you. All right, we're gonna start here. I don't like hearing the sound of my own voice, but I had to do a recording for the report. If y'all want to read it on your own, he pulls out individual pieces of report paper for each one of you. It's the same one printed, standard report template. You can read along if you want, but we're all going to listen. We're going to take notes on this because it's important that you remember everything. Okay? This is a very quick... yes, Janemba, you're already starting. I like it. This is going to be a very, hopefully, quick mission. We're going to find out some information about a missing agent. An item that was retrieved during a bust had yet to be classified has gone missing along with them. The circumstances are a little weird, so we're going to listen along. This is a report from their direct supervisor and lead of their task force, and we'll go from there. He puts the recorder down. Are we ready?
Yes.
Okay. And then presses play.